Hi, I'm Renaud Visage, the co-founder of Eventbrite. Nowadays, most people I meet have used Eventbrite at some point in their lives. But that wasn't always the case. In fact, when we started the business, the only people that had heard of us were the tech community in San Francisco. And you know what? We wanted it that way. We wanted to build a product for a niche market. A niche is a very small segment of the population. This may sound strange to you because you probably think that if a company wants to be successful, they should try to sell their product to as many people as possible right off the bat, very quickly after founding. But that's rarely true. Facebook, for example, was initially built just for Harvard students to connect. Amazon was a website initially for buying only books online. That doesn't mean they didn't have grander plans in the back of their heads to grow way outside of these initial markets. But they decided to start small for a very good reason. Don't try to go too big too fast. You might actually burn your wings. This is a classic mistake that I see in early stage startups. Not segmenting the market enough. Not proving that the product catches on and that the business model works with a very specific niche before you start expanding. In fact, there's a simple rule when launching a new product. You should narrow your target market as much as you can at first. Eventbrite now operates in a very large market, from small yoga classes to music festivals with thousands of people. But it's really starting with a very specific niche that allowed us to get to that point. And let me explain why. Most companies have to start small to become big. Carving out a niche market means positioning yourself as the go-to product for a very specific audience. There are, I would say, 5 clear advantages of focusing on a small market. It helps you differentiate from the competition. It allows you to communicate much more effectively to your target audience because you know that audience. Sometimes you know them personally. It helps the entire company focus all of the resources to meet the needs of these customers. It makes it easier to test your product and receive feedback. Your customers might work down the road. You can visit them over coffee or invite them to your office to show them your latest prototypes. And finally, it helps your business streamline its processes as everyone works really closely together on a single product for a single customer base. I can't emphasize enough how important it is to find your product market fit with a specific niche. Once again, it doesn't mean you don't plan on reaching a larger audience in the future or that you don't build your product with world domination in mind. It just means that you're using this niche as a sample group to co-develop your product with you. The question then becomes, how do I pick the right niche to start with? Eventbrite, for example, the niche we initially targeted was people from the startup world in the San Francisco Bay Area. Why? Most importantly, because they had a need for the product, of course, but also because that was the niche that we were in. We were already part of that community. The key idea here is to build products or services for people you understand and that you can interact with. They'll be able to tell you what they love about your product, how they use it, and send you a long list of features they would love to see built into the product. Our first clients had our direct phone numbers, and they did reach out, sometimes way too often, especially when our servers went down. But it was invaluable feedback for us. Okay, so now we found our niche market. We've tailored our product to these niche users. We've iterated a few times, gathered detailed feedback from them, and we're thinking about the next step. As the business grows, you will replicate your initial success with the niche you started with and can roll out your product to the same niche, potentially in different regions, or to adjacent niches in the same region. And don't worry, oftentimes the niche phase will organically validate the potential of your solution for a much, much larger audience. Now, some questions to ask yourself when you're looking for your niche market to start with. Is there an underserved community that could be benefiting from your product? Can I focus on a niche that I know well or am a part of? Will there be possibilities to go beyond this market in the future? A niche is the perfect training ground, the perfect laboratory to fine-tune your products, and to get it just right to eventually take over the world.